What's up, guys? It's Missy. I'm back with another SimCity Build It video, and this is going to be one of the most important Contest to Mayors videos that you watch. I've been working on the Contest to Mayors guide that goes along with this since last night. I typed it up and I've posted it to my personal Facebook, but I have not yet released it to the Facebook group. It will be released after this video goes up. Now, I did a video a little bit ago that I released that you're also going to want to watch. It's how to read the leaderboard in a way, not obviously we know how to read the leaderboard when it comes to just your points and other players. But one of the things that you guys are going to be looking at here is the player you're going against, right? Now, I did a video all about that, and you guys are going to be able to check that out. So that's going to be something. So what I wanted to show you guys real quick, see how it says to be promoted into Metro? See how that little green line says there? So I have to fall within the top 20 players to get put into the Metro League because I slacked off for the last couple of weeks because I've been so busy with videos and I was sick and everything. And so when you look at it like this and you go, okay, well, what is the competition like? Now, this is a level 99 player who has very low points and why, and you're looking at all these other things. And so I talk about that in that video, and it's really, really helpful so that you guys can kind of understand the competition that you're going against and what you're looking at as far as competition based off the people in your league each week. Okay, so make sure you check that video out. Now, we're going to jump right into this video, and we're going to talk about how to pick your Contest to Mayors assignments. Now, we've talked about this many times when it comes to the points value, and when, we've talked about premium tasks and non-premium tasks, and we pretty much covered just about everything. And people are still having a lot of trouble. And I'm trying to find a way as the teacher, as me trying to be the one to give you guys the advice, what I can say to make it click. Because when I spend, typically what ends up happening is players message me on Facebook, and what ends up happening is they send me their assignments, every single assignment for 1 week straight, like for one round. And I walk through it with them and I help them pick each and every task. Now, typically by the end of the week, they have a pretty good idea as to what to do. Now, how can I don't have time to individually help everybody, right? And I can't be here forever to go, okay, this is what you're going to do. So what I'm trying to do is figure out what I can say in a video that can teach you guys the same thing that I'm teaching you guys when you guys come and message me. And so I had to break it down, and it took a while for me to really understand what it is that I was doing differently one-on-one than I was doing in the videos, right? Because every situation is different. There's a million different varieties and variations, okay? And so we're going to talk about that. And one of the things that we're going to talk about is setting the scene. Now, this is something that I've said a bunch of times in my videos, and I want to really, truly explain what that means. Now, I'm going to pull up the guide for you guys, actually. I wasn't going to, but I'm going to on my phone here. And so we're going to go with Facebook. And then we're going to go to here. This is my personal Facebook. Okay, so hopefully my phone doesn't. There we go. Okay. So this is what I typed up yesterday. And we're going to talk about what setting the scene is, okay? Setting the scene is when you're looking at specific things. So anytime anybody ever comes to you, or if you're coming to me and you're asking me, Missy, what tasks do I do? This is my list. Or you try to say, this is my top assignment and these are my top 3 assignments, because a lot of people will say, work your top 3 assignments. Well, first off, be very careful who you get advice from. Secondly, what does that truly mean? What are you looking at? What am I looking at When you come to me and you say, Missy, what do I do? What task do I do? What exactly do I look at? How do I get to the answer that I'm getting to? And that's what we're going to talk about. So I'm not just looking at the points value and if it's a premium or non-premium task. I'm looking at a lot of shit. And I didn't really put 2 and 2 together until now. And I was like, wait a minute here. You know, I'm looking at so many things. And so we're going to talk about, you know, what setting the scene is. So what setting the scene is when, first off, city level, okay? Your city level has a lot to do with how you play the contest of mayors. So it tells me what items, what if you have tokens unlocked, it tells me if you're going to be, if you're a level 18 player, right? I know that you're going to be in with 2 types of players here. You're going to be in with the total noobs that don't have a clue what they're doing, which they're not going to be in with you very long, right? Because they're going to be doing upgrade tasks and they're going to soar right past you and you're not going to see very many of them. But as a level 18 player, you're going to see a lot of competition. And why is that? Well, because what do we know about the level 18 players? We know that they're usually people that have high-level cities that have restarted and they have an idea of what they're doing. They're not necessarily pros, but they put up quite a few points each week, right? And so they do give you quite a bit of competition. Now, what do we know about level 30 players? Level 30, you unlock Mega. You unlock Omega. That's what it was. So Omega to level 43 is when you unlock the very last item in the game. Now, Omega is when the contest of mayors gets really difficult as far as money goes, because that Omega task will just eat you up, okay? Cash, time, coins, it's just fucked, okay? Now, level 31, you unlock burgers. That's going to totally destroy your algorithm. So what we know is that level 30 to 43 players, right in that realm, those types of players are usually players that were new. They soared up way too quick. They usually have anywhere from 100 to 220 storage, and they struggle a lot to make ends meet. They struggle to win anything. It just, all of it. It's all just a mess. They're usually the players that are looking at my videos, looking for advice, going, what do I do, right? Once they look at enough of my videos, they realize that they're going to restart. They make a feeder. They haven't decided whether or not they want to fully abandon their city because they put a lot of time and money into it. So now they're using their restarted city as their feeder for their level 30 city, which they really should just give up on the level 30 city altogether because it's just trash, right? But they don't. And so you don't see much competition when you see the level 30 to 43 players. Anybody beyond level 43 is going to be somebody who's probably been playing the game for quite some time. They're putting up a decent amount of points, but they're not really playing CoM competitively. And so they're playing it casually, but they're putting up quite a few points, right? Now, that's number one. Okay, so you know that somebody that is a level 30 to 43 player in the Mega League is going to see less competition than somebody who's level 18 and in the Mega League, right? Also, it's going to depend on what's going on in the game. And that's another thing with setting the scene. So you come to me and this is your list. And this is what I would call a good start for Mega. Now, this list is very short, but I'm making the point for the purpose of the video. Okay, so looking at this list here up on the screen, it says good start for Mega, right? So right now we have a Tokyo flight for 3K. That's a premium task. We have a beach for 2,500. It's a non-premium task. Should say oops, shit, that's not the edit button, is it? Okay, that should say non-premium. You guys, this is a rough draft, so bear with me, okay? Now, it's pretty much a premium because it's 2,500 points, and it's something that you are going to do only in the Mega League. Okay, so now that we've corrected that little issue. All right, non-premium for the beach. Upgrade regular home. is 1,600. That is a non-premium task. Regular home upgrades will not be worth 3,000 points. It's 2,400 points for 3 regular home upgrades. The monster is a non-premium. Productions are normally non-premium, but they're so damn close to 3K that we just call them premiums. And because there is some production items that can be worth 3,000 points, like electrical and stuff. Now, for this particular list that we're looking at here, why is this a good list for Mega? Because a lot of you are probably looking at it going, how is this a good list, right? Well, essentially what we want to see is you're going to have a mixture of tasks, okay? The game will never give you all 3K tasks. So the most 3K tasks that you'll have at any one time is 2, okay? Then you'll have, somewhere you'll have at least a couple of 800 to 1,200. You'll have a couple 800s for sure, around 1,200, and then somewhere between, 1,600 and 2,000, and then usually right around there is when it varies depending on what league you're in. Okay, if you're in the lower leagues, you're not going to see the 3,000 points. If you're in the higher leagues, you will. Now, going based off that, knowing that you can't have all 3K tasks, right? Essentially what you're doing is you're saying, okay, if you were to take a piece of paper and write down the possibility of each task, okay, and you were to throw it all in a bucket, right? And if I was to say, okay, well, you can have multiple of this type of task, but you can't have multiples of this type of task. And this type of task can be worth 3,000 points, whereas this one has no ability to be worth that much. Essentially what you're doing is at the beginning of the contest, when you very first look at your list, you're going to be looking to try to set your list up perfectly to where you have non-premium tasks as of a low point value, right? And you want your premiums to be worth the higher point values. So what we know here is an epic project is a non-premium task. It can only be worth 2,400 points, right? So it's taking up a placement value of 800, which is great. Because it's non-premium, we don't have to worry about it. You can only have one epic task at a time. So as long as we don't touch it, we don't have to worry about that task all around, right? The monster is 1K. This thing is a nightmare, all right? It's a non-premium task. So because it's sitting there for 1,000 points, we know that we don't have to deal with this damn monster the entire round, which is great because that damn thing will come in and it'll be like 2 days away and we're 2,500 points and then you cancel it and it just keeps coming back and it's just a problem, right? So it's worth 1,000 points. It's sitting there. We're not touching it. The production, whatever that production is, you're going to get that going because it's worth 2,800 points. So that's a great task. It's a premium and it's worth a lot of points. The Tokyo flight, that's going to be the very first task that you would be doing, right? It's worth 3K right off the bat. It's a premium. Great. You're good to go. The beach, you're in Mega. This is a no-brainer. Okay. You're only doing beach tasks in Mega ever. Okay, don't open up any beach at any time for any reason. You save them all for Mega, okay? This is a 2,500 point task. It will likely repeat over and over, so be prepared for that. And if you need to, ask your group or look on the global market for beach rares and have them available. Don't pre-collect your deeds because you will have to use them once you collect them, okay? Now, the Earn Simoleons task, you can only have one of these at a time. It's a non-premium task, and it pops up repeatedly. This is not a task that you would ever touch in the Mega League, ever, okay? You're never going to touch that Earn Simoleons task in the Mega League. Now, we had a situation just a little bit ago where you would, and I'm going to explain this extremely rare situation. So, one of the guys in my league, or not my league, in my group, he's completely done. He's got all of his tickets done besides one. He's looking at his list and he has a 1,200 VU repair, a 1,200 gold keys, and a 1,200 earned simoleons as his very last task. And he's in Mega. He's got 150,000 points and he's using up his last ticket. Well, he has, like I said, he has a repair 3 for 1,200, a earn 4 keys for 1,200. I think it's 4 keys, might be 3. And then a earn coins for 1,200. I told him just to do the earn coins because it's his last task anyways. They all are worth the same points value. And this way he doesn't have to waste any VU or any VU repairs. He can save them for the next round of CoM, right? That is a very, very rare situation where he would do the earn coins task. Now, the gold keys task. In this particular list, it's worth 1,200 points. We're going to leave it alone and we're not going to touch it. That's great because that task, like many others, will continue to pop up. So when you first get asked, what tasks should you do? You know, somebody comes to you and they're like, hey, you know, I'm stuck. What should I do? You're going to be looking at several things. And the very first thing is city level and competition. You need to know what they're up against, okay? Once you've established what city level they are, if CPT comes to me and he says, all right, Missy, I need help. What task do I do? I know that he's a level 24 player. So I know that if I'm looking at production tasks, that he will be able to complete those tasks very quickly because he has gold tokens unlocked. So I know that if he gets he has the possibility of getting epic tasks at level 24. I know if somebody comes to me and they're level 20, that they have silver tokens unlocked. So if I'm looking at production, then I need to take that into consideration. So city level is the very first thing that you're going to look at whenever you're analyzing what task you should do or if you're helping anybody, okay? So just keep that in mind, what that person has unlocked. Factory slots is another thing. You know, let's say that somebody's level 18. They come to you and they ask you for help and, you know, they have a factory task for glass to make, well, they wouldn't be level 18 then, they'd be level 19, I believe. So let's just say they have a task thing to do 50 glass. They can't do that all in one shot. They have to do 2 rounds of it. So you need to take that into consideration when you're looking at the time, right? So they have to run it twice, whereas a higher level player with all factories unlocked would be able to run it in one shot, right? So city level is number 1. Very first thing you look at. You're going to keep factories, production, tokens, and competition all in mind when you're doing that, okay? And epics. Types of tasks unlocked. Now, the next thing that you're going to be looking at. Just a second, you guys. I'm just flipping through here, make sure I don't forget anything. Okay. So obviously CoM prep is very important, especially as a level 18 player. Very, very, very important. Okay. Make sure that you guys watch that video. Okay. League is the very first thing. So, or the second thing after city level. So somebody comes to me and they have a task list. Okay. They want help. And I say, okay, what league are you in? If you're in Mega, this is going to affect your choice versus when you're in a lower league. Why? How does this affect you? Okay. Lower league players. As it says on the screen here, it says lower leagues are easier to win, right? So you don't have to do much to win those. So there's really no sense in you guys spending a bunch of cash or resources so you guys can add quick, easy points. Why would somebody who's in a lower league spend cash to bring flights back when they could win the prize without having to spend any cash, right? So keep that in mind. Anytime that you're making the choice, if you're looking at your league, if you're in town league, okay, and you have a London flight, and then you have a gold keys task, you're going to do the gold keys over the London flight because it's cheaper for you, right? You're not going to be spending any cash. You're going to get the same amount of points. Well, yeah, you're going to get the same amount of points and you're going to be in a lower league, right? Now, if it's a 3K task, if it's a 3K airport task and you're in a low league, you're going to cancel it. It's that simple. You're not going to pay $40 cash to get 3,000 points to win a prize you could win without spending that, right? Now, if you bought the mayor's pass, you're going to want to add as many points as possible without spending a ton of resources and money. So still try to add a decent amount of points if you purchase the pass and you're still working on the pass, okay? Now, if you're in the higher leagues, if you're in Metro, essentially in Metro, your goal is going to be, at the very least, get promoted into Mega. You're trying to win first, second, third place. You're trying to win first place, of course, but you don't want to spend double the amount winning first place in Metro if you could win it in Mega. You see what I'm saying? Like, you could win Mega. There's no sense in spending $300 to win Metro. All you need to do is get promoted into Mega. That's the whole plan. Like, you want to win, yes, but you don't want to spend $1 million getting there, all right? So keep that in mind when you're deciding which tasks to do. Now, if you're in Mega, this is very, very simple. It's all in, okay? As long as you're not going against hackers, which I'm going to be posting an updated video on how you can spot a hacker, okay? Or well, not every time, but hopefully it'll get you guys a pretty good idea. Now, in Mega, you're going to give it your all. And we're just going to assume that you don't have any hackers, okay? You're going to be spending the cash. You're going to be spending the resources. You're going to be doing every single ticket. You're going to save your beach and mountain upgrades for Mega Round, and you're going to give it your all. Now, if you're camping, then you're not going to be able to do upgrade tasks. And we're going to talk about that later on in the video, but just know that you're going to be canceling any 3K upgrade tasks almost any time. Not all the time, but 99.9% of the time, okay? Now, here's another mistake that a lot of people make. They race to the top of the leaderboard. They're in a big, big hurry to get points up. It does not matter, okay? It is not about the start. It's about the finish. All that matters is who wins. It doesn't matter who's in first place the entire fucking contest if you lose at the end of the contest. Okay? I talk about this several times in my videos. People are always so concerned about other people's score right away. And as long as you don't suspect somebody's hacking, if they have a lot of points all at once, that's a fabulous, fabulous sign. As long as they're not hacked. That means that this person doesn't know what they're doing. They're adding a lot of points very quickly, and that slow and steady will finish the race. You will slowly, slowly work your way up and pass them up, and you'll see them stop. And you'll see their points stop for 2 days. And then once you get closer, all of a sudden their points start going up just a little bit again because they saved a few tickets or assignments, right? And now they're going to sit at the very top of the leaderboard and they're going to slowly watch themselves get bumped down every step of the way, all the way until the contest ends, and then they wake up in fucking 20th place or whatever the case is, right? Happens every single time, you guys. Worry about the finish. Don't worry about the start. Here's the bottom line. You got 75 tasks to complete if you're in Mega. That's if you use all your tickets. You got 60 tasks, 15 gold tickets. Okay? So that is 150,000 points if you run a 2K average. As long as you're doing the best that you can, getting as many points as you possibly can, then you're doing the best you can do. All right? That's all you can hope for, right? So what you don't want to do is you don't want to, does it matter? As long as you're getting all of your tasks done, does it matter? It doesn't. So do you want to be like, you know what? I put up 100,000 points in 2 days or in 6 hours because I spent 900 cash to do it? Or do you want to say, yeah, I put up 150,000 points, but it did take me 5 days, but I won. I didn't get 10th place. So do not be in a race. It's not a race. Okay? Now, always watch for big, large jumps. Point jumps, all right? If you see somebody jumping over, there's like a new tapestry assignment or whatever, and it's worth like 3,300 points or 4,300 or some crazy shit like that. And so be very careful. But anything above that, if you see like one main jump, like 10,000 points, you know there's not a 10,000 point assignment. So report them for hacking, okay? Like I said, there's plenty of ways to tell if somebody's hacking, and we will talk about that in another video. I'm trying to get through this as quickly as I can, you guys. All right, now the next thing is, let's see here. Okay, the next thing is tasks remaining, all right? So you've looked at city level. You've looked at what league they're in, right? So, and we're going to do a couple of them at the very bottom. We're going to get through this. Now you're looking at tasks remaining. How many tasks does this person have left? If the person has 10 tasks left, so if you have 10 tasks left, you don't know what to do. You're getting into loop territory, okay? It's very, very common to have assignment loops right around having 10 tasks left. So many of you know what this is. If you don't, then you're going to want to go and watch that video. I do have a video on that. That's very, very important stuff, you guys. Now, that being said, a loop can be a good or bad thing. You can get too high tasks. Basically, what a loop is it's when the last few assignments are back-to-back the same one. So let's say you get a launch 3K VU, and you get like a an upgrade 3K. You can't do the upgrades because you're camping. So you cancel the upgrade, you get a launch 3K VU, right? So you do the launch 3K VU and you get another upgrade. You cancel the upgrade, you get another 3K VU. And you're into this cycle, right? So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do the launch 3 VU and then do not cancel that 3K upgrade again. Because what's going to happen is you're going to go, cancel, do, cancel, do, cancel, do. And that's what it's going to turn out to be is a 1,500 point average once you're done, right? Because you're doing 2 assignments and you're getting 3,000 points. So if you can break that cycle, you can get more points, right? So do not fall into a bad loop. Now, let's say that you got a, let's say you got a 3K with a 2,400 repair afterwards. Now, you would want to continue that loop, actually, because it's only 600 points shy of 3K, the repair. And so you're guaranteed, 5,400 points every 2 assignments. That's pretty damn good. So that would be a good example of a good loop. Or let's say that you did a launch 3 VU and you got a 3 Tokyo flights or something. So that'd be 6,000 points back to back to back to back. Now, just be very, very careful when you want to know how many assignments are left, okay? Or when you're looking at how many assignments are left. Because let's say that you have a lot of assignments left. That's going to have a huge impact on how you choose your tasks. Let's say it's the beginning of the contest, right? And you know that a key task is a non-premium task. This is not a good time to be opening up non-premium task placements for it to continually, repeatedly pop up, right? So if you're near the end of the contest, then you can take a risk like that more frequently. Now, the biggest problem, the biggest problem that people make, okay, wait, nope, I'm skipping ahead here. So right here is your average. You're going to, if you do not know how to calculate your average, it's very simple, okay? I'm just going to quickly explain it. So first things first, to have a 2K average, all you need to know is if you're in Mega, you start with 60 assignments plus 15 gold tickets, okay? So it's 75 tasks in total. Now, if you were doing a 2K average, you would just times that by 2. That would be 150,000 points. Now, how do you get your exact average? You take the total points earned, okay? So don't fall off on me here. So you're going to look at how many points you have. Let's say you have, it's right here on my screen. Let's say that you have, you're in Mega, you've done 40 assignments, okay? You have 80,000 points. You're going to divide how many assignments you've done, which is 40, and you're going to divide it by 80,000, which is, let's see, you guys, sorry, 80,000 divided by 40 tasks, you're running a 2K. Okay, no, that's why I said that. Okay, sorry, you guys, I'm reading the bottom. I'm like 82,000. Okay, so what I did down here was I said you're going to divide total points by the assignments done. So let's say that you earned 82,000 points and you've done 40 tasks. You're going to divide the amount of tasks you've done by the total points earned. And that's going to give you your average. So if you do 40 tasks and you have 82,000 points, you have a 2,050 average per task. So that means that if you were to, break it down into each task, then each task would have been worth 2,050 points. Okay? So total points earned divided by total tasks done. Now, let's see. Biggest mistake that people make is they choose their assignments based on points value only. So what they do is they go to their task list and they say, okay, I'm going to pick the very highest point task and I'm only going to do that task. Now, keep in mind, a lot of the, or in fact, all of the advice given here is 100% focused on players from level 18 to 29, okay? 24 to be exact. It doesn't, a lot of this applies to high level players as well, but the dynamics change a lot. If you're a high level player, a lot of this stuff, there's a lot more to it. You have regional assignments, you guys have Omega assignments. There's a lot of stuff that we're not talking about in these videos that would apply to the higher level players if you're playing competitively, which we will. It's just, you guys got to give me time to get it all done, okay? All right, so biggest mistake, do not pick the assignment only based on the points value, okay? Now, if it has a P in parentheses, that means it's a premium. And if it has a NP, that means it's a non-premium. I went through each task that I could recall at the time when I typed this up, and I just gave you guys a brief description and rundown of what each task would entail, okay? I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as possible, you guys. So this one is upgrade tasks worth 3K. So the type of task this type of task will tell you a lot. For example, if you can't do upgrade tasks and you know that you can only have 2 tasks worth 3K at any one time, then if you get a 3K upgrade task, you know you need to cancel it right away, right? So if you can only have 2 and you can't do it, you got to cancel it right away. That's saying that you're not in a loop or near the end of the contest. Okay, so that's a very important tip right there. Now, an upgrade task in general, this is saying that it's not a 3K upgrade, just a regular upgrade in general. So it says premium and non-premium, because regular residentials and other things could be non-premium. So it says pops up in multiples. You can have multiple upgrades. You can have like 6, 7 upgrades, stupid fucking upgrades in your list or whatever, and it's just a nightmare. Okay, so if you cancel it and you cancel it and you cancel it, you're just gonna keep getting them. You gotta be careful with the upgrades. Okay, and a lot of you are camping, so that's gonna be quite problematic. So it says, for example, try to only cancel them if they are 3K. In rare cases, you will cancel the ones as low as 2,400 points. Now, this may change if you're in the really low leagues, but typically you're not going to touch them. Now, we're talking about war tasks that are premium. If you get a war task and you know your club is not in war, then you have a big issue, right? If you're in Metro or Mega, because a lot of your tasks are related to war. So you know that you need to find a group that does war, and you also need to pay attention to the war times. You know that if let's say that you have 8 hours left of the contest. You got 10 assignments left, and your club doesn't go to war for another 2 hours, and you have a war attack that you can only do during war because the monster isn't there. then you got a big problem, right? You don't have enough time to finish. And so um, you gotta prep phase before you can even go into an attack phase. So you're gonna want to be very, very strategic with your war tasks. Make sure that you're in a good club that does war. And you know, if you're just playing the game for the purpose of the contest, make sure that the people in you're finding a club that does that. Don't go into a war-based club and then work only on the contest. Try to find a club that fits your needs. Okay. Okay, so make sure that you're in the attack phase before starting any war attack tasks unless the monster is available and you can do that task against the monster. Make sure that it meets those guidelines, okay? The 3K war upgrade task. This one here is always 3,000 points. It'll say upgrade war card, okay? When you go to the war screen and you click on the right-hand side, there is a war card symbol. You click that, it pops up your war tree, and it's going to say unlock or upgrade. If it says unlock, that works for the task as well. So save all of your war card unlocks for that task. Do not upgrade anything unless you're an avid war player, unless it's for the purpose of the contest. Try to save these tasks for Mega, okay? Because you're going to be limited to keys and you're going to be limited to cards, especially as lower level players, and you're going to want to save those. So don't upgrade or unlock any war cards unless it's for the contest of mayors and you're in the Mega League. Land expansion tasks. These ones are always worth 2,000 points. They're never worth any more than that. They pop up back to back and you can have one available at any given time. Okay? So this one is actually better to do in the lower leagues. This is a common mistake that you guys make with the Missy's Building Guide. I tell people to have 50 to 75% land unlocked before hitting the contest of mayors. And people try to be, you know, really smart with it and they try to save them all, right? Well, what ends up happening is they get into Mega, they try to be smart with it and they try to do the 2,000 point tasks in Mega, and it ends up causing problems, right? It drops their average and it just causes problems because it pops up back to back. They don't have enough room to hold that much dozer and it just keeps popping up. And so in the lower leagues, it's more rare to get the higher point tasks. And so it's actually best to do the land upgrade tasks in the low leagues and save the beach and the mountain ones for the Mega League. Only do the land upgrade tasks in Mega in very rare cases, okay? And you guys will get the hang of this better and better once you start understanding how to analyze your list. Everybody's focusing on one task in their list. That's the biggest issue that they have. You got to focus on all aspects. You're focusing on the league, the city level, where you're at in the game. Is it the beginning of the contest? Is it the end of the contest? Are you in a task loop? All of these things should be taken into consideration, and they're not. You guys are just looking at it and going, okay, this is my 3,000 point task. I don't care that that it's going to cause me problems. I'm just going to do it, you know, or this is my 2,000 point task. And even though it's non-premium and it's going to keep popping up and screwing me over, I'm just going to do that because it's my highest one. Even though I could have done a 1,000 VU launch and it would have popped up a premium, the possibility of a 3K task versus now you have 1,000 more points for that task, but you have no possibility of a premium task popping up at all, right? So non-premium VU repair. This one gets people a lot, okay? This one is very problematic, right? I explained this in the video where I went through Sandrine's assignments. And I explained how this task will continue to pop up and it will continue to be a problem. So when you're in Metro and Mega, try to leave this task sit, especially if it's below 2,400 points, okay? Non-premium earn simoleons task. We've talked about this several times. You guys will not do this task in the higher leagues. We talked about that at the beginning of this video. We've already discussed this. Mountain and beach you're going to do only during Mega. And that's it. Now, production factory, you're going to make sure you calculate enough time with the factory slots that you have unlocked. We already talked about that. Production tasks, you're going to, this one for you level 18 players, when I told you guys to look at the CoM prep video, pay attention, okay? So, when you guys are doing your CoM prep, let's say that you have an assignment that pops up for 1,800 points, and it's to make, let's say it's to make paint, okay? And you set up 11 paint, and then you do your other task, and it pops up, and it's for more points, but it's to make nails. Now you have 11 paint that you can't speed up because you're low level, you have no tokens, and now you have to wait for all these paint to be done before you can collect your nails, which the nails are worth more points. So now you got a problem. Whereas if you would have waited, and if you put one item down at a time, okay? So put one paint down and let it finish. If that paint finishes, put another paint down, let it finish. Now you've got 2 paint done uncollected. You haven't started the task. How are you able to put those down without collecting them? Without having maxed out storage? You're going to click the shop before it, and you're going to click the yellow arrows to cycle through. This way, you can make sure that those items are done when they need to be collected, but you're only doing one at a time. So now, okay, 2 paint are done. I get my nails task. I can collect my 2 paint, and then I can start my nails and then deal with the paint if I have to later, right? I don't have to wait for 11 paint to finish. Okay? The monster. This task is the same thing as the VU repair and the gold keys task. It's something, it's non-premium. This one's even worse because you can only do it when it's available. It'll just continue to pop up if you cancel it. It's a problem all the way around. Airport Paris is a non-premium task. It's never worth 3,000 points. And out of all the tasks, if you are in Mega to do, try to do Paris the least. Unless it's your highest point task, then do it. Okay? Now, multiple tasks with 1 epic. This is very important for you level 24 players because you do not have regionals unlocked and do not unlock them. Okay? You guys can do an epic project every so many hours. And let's say that you do an epic project, you finish it, and then you get another epic task. Epic tasks are not premium tasks. They're usually worth 2,400 points, 2,000, or right around there. Only do them if they're worth 2,400 or if they're worth 2,000 and you really need the points and it's like your highest task, okay? Now, let's say that you get a epic project task for 60 epic points. You're going to do it, and then you're not going to finish your epic just yet. You're going to wait it out and make sure that you don't get any other epic tasks, because what'll happen is you'll continue on. You'll either be close to finishing, or you will finish and then you'll get another one, and you'll have to wait for that cooldown period, and then wait till you have enough money and items and everything else to do another epic, right? So be very careful about that. Okay, this is the questions that we're going to talk about, but the one thing that we're going to talk about is time left in the contest. That's very important as well. You guys you got to make sure that you have enough time to finish everything. So here is the questions that we have. Now, this is probably very important, so you guys pay attention. Sit up, get your big listening ears on. All right. We're going to go step by step through these questions. There's going to be 3 questions. I'm going to give you guys just a second to answer. You can pause the video, and I really would appreciate it if you guys would really try, actually. We're going to read through it. We're going to talk about it. I want you to try to guess, or not guess. I want you to know the fucking answer, okay? And use it as a learning experience, okay? Now, keep in mind that if you're a member of my group, you're probably fully aware of this already, but I'm going to be writing up a test that everybody can take, and depending on what you score, there will be prizes for this, okay? 100% correct, there's a pretty badass prize. So if you're not a member of my group and you want to take the test, all you have to do is get a hold of me. There will be a copy of that test, okay? Available for anybody who wants to take it. It's just a way for you guys to know that you're learning, right? And that you're doing shit right. And just before we get into this, I just want to give you guys a heads up. The players that have been following my advice and doing everything right have won the contest of mayors, 8 to 10 times. They've won well over $20,000 in cash, Sims cash, okay? And keep in mind that they've spent less than $20 on the game. They have max storage, max land, max shops, max everything. Then I have players in my group that have been playing 5 years and spent close to $3,000 on the game, right? And they don't have half the stuff accomplished as these players do, not even a fraction. So making the right decisions and learning how to do your assignments is very, very important. There's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of advice out there, and there's a lot of bad advice out there. And I'll tell you one thing that you won't find. You can find a lot of guides. You can find a lot of charts. You can find a lot of people that just hand you something and go, here's the chart. But you will not find advice like mine out there. Not stuff this thorough, where I actively am breaking it down. Like, yeah, okay, you can find somebody that says, here's a gateway assignment or a premium or whatever they call it, right? But what I'm doing is I'm breaking it down for you. I'm doing all the hard work. You're handing me the data and I'm figuring it out. I'm giving you the answer. I'm not just handing you the data that I've collected. I'm giving you the answers, okay? But now it's time for you guys to give me answers, right? So you guys get to figure it out now. So let's get on with this shit, right? Now, remember when I said about setting the scene? Now, the reason why this is so important, now pay attention. This is a list from, just look from here. So like just right here, this little tiny list, how it says Tokyo, Gold Keys Beach, Epic Monster, all that. We're going to cancel off, don't read the top part, and don't read below what would you do. If you were to just look at that, just that list, how do you know what to do? You don't know what level I am. You don't know what league I'm in. You don't know anything. You're just looking at a list. That means absolutely nothing, right? So if somebody comes to you, or if it's just you don't know what it is that you're doing. And so we're setting the scene, and that's what this is, okay? So you're in Mega. This is me setting the scene. You're in the Mega League. You're not in the lower leagues. You're in Mega. It's the beginning of the contest. This is your list, and keep in mind you're camping, so you're not going to be able to actually do the upgrade assignments. You're not going to be able to actually cash in on the points, right? What is your first choice? Okay, so you're in the Mega League. It's the very beginning. This is your list, and you're going to be camping, all right? What's your very first choice out of these ones? Tokyo upgrade 3K, Gold Keys for 2K, Beach for 2,500, Epic Points for 2,400, Monster for 1,000, Earn Simoleons for 14.95. Now, go ahead and pause the video and try to see which one you think the answer should be, okay? Keeping in mind everything that I said just above, that you're in the Mega League, it's the beginning, and you're camping. What's the very first thing that you have to do? Okay. So you guys paused it, you're back, and if you did not say to cancel that Tokyo upgrade, then you are incorrect. So the correct answer is the Tokyo upgrade for 3K, all right? You know that you're in Mega. It's the very start of the contest. That thing is taking up one of your 3K slots. It's got to go. It can't sit there, right? So you got to cancel it, okay? Now, if you're camping, you're not going to be able to do it. So you can't do it, and it can't sit there. What do you do with it? It's got to go, right? So that's the first one, okay? Now, we're on to the second one. You have 10 tasks left, plus tickets. So what does this tell us? This tells us that you could be in loop territory, right? So that's what that means. Now, you're in Mega. So, you're going to be giving it your all here because you're in Mega. That's what that means. So essentially think back to the beginning of the video. Why am I telling you how many tasks are left? Why am I telling you what league you're in? What do these things mean? Well, if you're in Mega, we know what kind of player you're going to be, what you're going to be doing, how much you're going to be giving into the league, right? If you're in a low league, you're not going to be giving as much. Okay, so 10 tasks left, which means loop territory. You're in mega, which means you're going to be giving it your all. You're in first place already, okay? And you're ahead by 20,000 points. But there's still 2 days left. Which task do you do? Do you do a beach upgrade for 2,500? A house upgrade for 2,400, 1,000, or 3K? You have a monster for 2,000, earn coins for 1,500, and a launch VU for 1,000. Which one do you do? 10 tasks left, plus tickets. So 25 total tasks left to complete. You got a 20K lead, and you're in mega. Go ahead and pause the video, and then when you return, you'll have your answer. Now, you still got 2 days left. So even though you got a 20K lead, what does that tell you if you have 2 days left? It means everybody else ain't done, okay? That's what that means. Okay, so let's go through this. If you picked anything besides the launch 1 VU, you are incorrect. Launch VU is the correct answer. Why is this the correct answer? Okay, let's talk about that. Launch VU, launch 1 VU. This is going to lead to a premium task. You can only have one launch VU at any time. It's worth 3,000 points. It can be worth 3,000 points. Every single second, every single time you do an assignment, while that one sits there, you have completely eliminated the possibility of a 3K task popping up, right? So you already have one 3K task placement taken up. You're in loop territory. If you cancel that 3K task and you get that loop, you're screwed. And now you've wasted at least 2 tasks, so you can't risk it. Plus, you also know that you have 25 tasks left to do. So you can't let that launch 1 VU sit there for 25 tasks, so you know you're going to have to do it at some point, so you might as well do it immediately. That way you open that possibility as soon as possible, right? The beach for 2,500, no, because you need to open up that spot for the VU. You see what I'm saying? So the monster is a definite giveaway, definitely not touching that thing. And the earned coins, we already know that you're not going to be doing that. So hopefully you guys understand now why you would not cancel that 3K upgrade this late in the game, right? Now, let's say you had 2 3K upgrades, you would have to cancel unless you were in a loop. Then you would, or unless you had like no assignments left at all, like 5 assignments left, right? And by assignments, I mean tickets, because you're going to be doing tickets if you're in mega. All right. Now, so the correct answer for that is the launch 1 VU. Hopefully you guys all understand why that is the correct answer. Now we're going on to the third one. You are in any lower league. So you're not in Metro, you're not in Mega. Any league below Metro or Mega. You've just started the contest. And this is your list. What do you choose? So it's the beginning of the contest. You're in a low league. You have a beach for 2,500. You have an upgrade for 1,400. Earn coins for 1,500. Produce metal for 1,790. VU repair for 1,600. And a land unlock for 2,000. Go ahead and pause the video and then return. Okay, so if you chose anything besides land unlock for 2,000, you made an incorrect choice. Yes, the correct choice is the land unlock for 2,000. Why? Well, what do we know about the beach one? You're not doing it unless you're in Mega, remember? So that one's out. The upgrade, you're not going to be touching that. That's a given, right? I guess I should say that you're camping. Either way, that would have been the wrong choice regardless. So, earn coins, you're definitely not going to be doing because it's lower points than even the production of metal. So why would you pick that over metal, right? So you're looking at points value. Obviously, you're always looking at points value. VU repair is lower than the production of metals, so you know that if you were to pick between the two, you would definitely go with the 1,790. So it really comes down to the metal production and the land unlock, right? Now, why are we choosing the land unlock over the production of metal? Well, let's see. First off, it's worth more points. Secondly, because of what league we're in. Remember what we said earlier about how the land expansion ones are best to be used in the lower leagues? Because they're actually going to be one of the higher point tasks that you get in the lower leagues. And because they have a tendency to repeat themselves, they will lower your average once you're in the higher leagues. So it's better to do those in the lower leagues. Okay, so if you get 5, 6, 7 of those damn things done in the lower leagues, fabulous. That's great. That means that you've used up a bunch of them and you don't have to worry about all that dozer taking up space once you hit mega. You also don't have to worry about that stupid assignment popping up and dropping your average. You do want to have a few available. That way, if you end up in a really rare situation where you need to do it, it's available. And that is why I tell people to have 25% of their land still done once they hit level 18. And that way, if you're in mega and you do have a couple unlocked, you can utilize it in those rare instances. Okay, now I am going to be, like I said, it's going to be a test just like this. Okay, just like what we went through, except for it's gonna have a mixture of questions. It's going to be some difficult, some easy, and we'll see how you guys do. If anybody that's in my group, it's going to go. If you guys are on the Facebook group, you saw the post already, but the percentile that I put up was, let's see. I didn't recall putting that up there. Okay, so, oh, that's not what that is. Sorry, you guys. I'm on the actual like Facebook page. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? This doesn't make any sense. Okay. So, you guys, if you hit 75 to 80%, you get 30,000 in coins. This is for my group members only. Okay, I don't have enough. This is being funded totally through my account. Okay, and I don't have enough shit to pay everybody on YouTube. So it's just for people in my group. 80 to 89%, you're going to get 10 times dozers plus 60,000 in coins. 90 to 99%, you're going to get 20 dozer and 60,000 coins. And then 100%, you're going to get 30 dozer, 15 VU, 70,000 coins, and 5 storage. Okay, that's 100% right. All right. Okay, you guys. Hopefully this is better understanding of how to choose your contest of mayors assignments, along with all the other videos that I have posted. So there's 4 main videos that are going to be the most important to watch. All right, the most important one is going to be this one, the contest of mayors 75 assignments, the leaderboard and upgrades, and then the like that one that I did today, and then the I can't even remember what the other one is, you guys. Oh, the contest of mayors prep for level 18 players. Okay, along with, I mean, they're all really fucking important. The assignment loop, they're all really important, but there's some that are just, they have a lot more information than others. But hopefully you guys have a better understanding as to how to come up with the answers. So essentially, anytime you're looking at what task to do, think of it this way. Look at everything. Don't just look at anybody who tells you, oh, just do your top 3. They don't know what they're talking about. They really don't. Okay. Just do your top 3. Just worry about this. Just do that. No, there's no simple answer. If you're asking somebody for help on what task to do, if they don't ask you questions and you're not providing them with an obscene amount of information, then you know they don't know their head from their ass. Okay. If you ask somebody for help and you say, what tasks do I do? And you just show them a list, that's not good enough. Okay. You got to say, what league am I in? How many assignments are left? What's going on in the game? You know, how many, are you in loop territory? Are you in mega? Just everything. It all matters, you guys. It all fucking matters. How many points is it worth? Is it non-premium? Is it premium? Do you have others available? All right. So we're done here, and I'm going to get this posted.